Does everybody have this one? Because if you don't, please take one. This is just a little bit of information. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Fallon. All right, well, good morning, everybody. And I'm probably going to take one of Dwayne's lines, and that is, welcome to the melon capital of the world, Rocky Ford. Right? Exactly. I know Nicole likes that. She and I talked about the world the other day, too. Anyway, sweet. The sweet melon capital of the world. Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being able to make it down to Rocky Ford on a nice, hot summer day. Be careful out there. We have a heat advisory, so thank you for weathering it today and at this point in time. My name is Steve Cordova. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm the Executive Director of Total Concept, and we are the developer of this project called the Osborn. So you all have a little sheet of paper there. Please take it home, read it on your way home, but not while you're driving, okay? You're not supposed to do that. Okay, and take all the fun out of things, right? So I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes talking about the gratitude I feel right now for where we are in this project. Because in looking back at this project, the timeline is amazing. We originally were introduced to our consultant, Jennifer Lopez, who will be speaking a little bit later, way back in June 14th, 2019. 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Plus. That's... We're married now, right? We're beyond. Exactly. That's amazing. So it's been 5 years that we've had this idea, that we've been moving forward. And finally, in July of 2020, we met Young with Studio Completiva. Thank you. And our first visit was not here in Rocky Ford. So we've been through a lot. Thank you, Young, for sticking with us. Steve and everybody else who's here with you. And finally, it was November of 2020 when this site, we selected it as the location for this project that we had no name for. And I'll get to that in a second. I first met Commonwealth in early 2021, probably about April of 2021. So thank you for sticking with us as well too. And our consultant, our financial consultant named Bob Monroe, who was not able to be here today, we were introduced to him in May of 2021. So we have all these years working together with the low-income housing tax credit initially submitted in February of 2022. So thank you, Chaffa, for sticking with us. Division of Housing, you've absolutely been wonderful as well too. Fallon is here. And from that time forward, we've been moving forward. Now, as you might recall, we had this little thing called COVID during that whole process and time. Everybody just kind of shut down, didn't know what to do. And I should also say one more thing as I'm looking at Laura. Thank you so much for starting out with Southeast Health Group, now Valleywide, and bringing our primary service provider and partner. This really would not happen without them. Thank you, Laura and Paul, and all of the Valleywide people here as well too. Paul and I go back many years. I used to work for Southeast Health Group way back then, and I sometimes remember that I think in my dreams I might have interviewed Laura for the position, but I might be wrong. I make up stories. I make up stories sometimes. Anyway, wonderful to have everybody here, and the long journey that we've had. That's why I'm so grateful. This is not a quick process, not a quick timeline, and everybody has worked to make this happen. So I don't know what else to say other than the story of why do we call this the Osborn. So there was this gentleman. His name was Lloyd Osborn. He owned the 18-unit Western apartment complex, motel that was here. And it was in really bad shape, but it served a purpose. He actually sought us out. I think he called Shelley and said, I have this piece of property, but he was an absentee landlord and he had some health issues. he sought us out, and he knew in his mind that we would do something with that piece of property. And we said, you know, sure, we would be interested in buying it. We don't know what. We'll figure something out. By the way, Shelly hears me say that all the time. We'll figure this out, right? We'll figure this out. And so we bought it from Lloyd, and he was so gracious to let us do owner financing. We made those payments, and when we made that last payment, which was getting a little bit worse, we received the release of the deed of trust, and all within like a week or so, he passed away. And so when we were thinking about what are we going to name this project, the thought came, you know, Lloyd had a vision. He didn't know what it was. We didn't know what it was. But he had this belief that something greater would come of what his wish and his dream was. And we were able to try to make something happen. And today it starts with the first shovel being moved. So that is why we call it the Osborn, in honor of Lloyd and his vision, which we had no idea what it might be, but here it is. And this project is going to serve those people most in need. It's going to be very impactful to the city of Rocky Ford. These 30 units that we create are going to be a huge requirement for the Proposition 123 opt-in and the commitment that Rocky Ford has made to increase affordable housing units. I think our 30 satisfies like all but 9 units or so for that commitment. So we're very close, and we're working with another owner to try to figure out how to get another 12 or so finished up over the next couple of years. So I think we're going to get pretty darn close, if not overshoot the requirements for Proposition 123. So a lot of good stuff happening. The impact of the community. This is a $1 million project, right? And so hopefully this is going to spur some economic activity. This is the only 3-story building in Rocky Ford, and I'm going to call it the gateway to downtown because you're seeing it as you come in from the west, and I'm hoping it spurs continued activity into downtown, the last big building that you see heading out of downtown as well too. It's beautiful location so that people can walk to the post office, to the store, to the downtown area. So we're very, very hopeful that this is going to spur some continued activity in the city of Rocky Ford, and we just love the sweet melon capital of the world. So thank you.
Nobody stop him. Let him go.
I mean, you guys don't have to actually do the work.
Now everybody smile at the same time and look at us.
God.